Welcome to the Orange County Football Officials Association. I'm Mark Andrews, and I, along with Andy Brewer, will be instructing your first year class. The instructional chairman for OCFOA is Chad Wilson. Chad, Andy, and I are committed to providing quality instruction to our new officials. We've been working hard since the beginning of 2017 to come up with an instructional program geared specifically to your needs, and we think you're going to like it. If you were like I was when I began officiating football 10 years ago, you're feeling a mixture of excitement and fear. That's an entirely normal way to feel, and there's not an official in this association who hasn't experienced those same feelings. One of the things you will quickly find out about this association is that we are all in this together, and it's truly a brotherhood. As a new member, what can you expect from the association, and what does the association expect from you? As to what you can expect from the association, you can expect games, training, support, and as I just mentioned, camaraderie. The games will be assigned to you by our assigner, Paul Caldera. Paul will put you with two experienced officials to form a three-man crew. You won't be working with the same partners for every game, but you will always be working with two experienced officials. You won't be working with the same partners for every game, but you will always be working with two experienced officials. Each non-varsity game, which is often referred to as a weight game, has a referee, also known as a white hat, a head linesman, and a line judge. You will also have the opportunity to officiate youth football for Pop Warner and Junior All-American football on Saturdays, as well as flag football during the week. These youth and flag football games are a great way to get experience, work on your mechanics, and make some extra money. These youth and flag games are all assigned by various assigners who you will be introduced to. The training comes in a form of classroom, online, and on-field instruction. We'll have at least 2 and perhaps 4 meetings specifically for first-year officials in April and May. These meetings are not mandatory, but they will focus on fundamentals and therefore will be very valuable to new officials. There are also 6 general meetings starting in July and ending in October. These meetings are held on Wednesday evenings from 6:30 to 9 p.m. We'll have 1 meeting in July, 2 in August, 1 in September, and 2 in October. The meetings are held at Los Alisos Middle School in Mission View. You will be receiving emails containing all the specific dates for these upcoming meetings. The dates will also be posted on the OCFOA.org website and Arbiter Sports website. More about those later. Yeho. There will also be 2 makeup meetings in case you can't make some of the regular general meetings. You will be receiving emails containing all the specific dates for these upcoming meetings. The dates will also be posted on the OCFOA.org website and Arbiter Sports website. More about those later. We are also planning to have special on-field training for first-year officials only, where you will be working with instructors and mentors and officiating scrimmages at various high schools. This is a great opportunity to get real game experience without the pressures of an actual game. You'll get immediate constructive feedback from instructors and mentors. Speaking of mentors, it's our hope that each of you will have an experienced official who will be assigned to you as a mentor. The purpose of the mentor is to have someone who can guide you and answer any questions you might have regarding rules, mechanics, or association business. I spoke earlier of camaraderie. While most OCFOA officials appreciate the extra earnings and the challenge of officiating football, the biggest reason most of us keep coming back is for the friendship and camaraderie among fellow officials. Many long and lasting friendships have been forged in this association, and we hope that you have that same experience. So now, what does the association expect from you? We expect you to begin to learn and understand the rules, mechanics, and philosophy of officiating NFHS football. We do not expect you to know the rules and mechanics in your first year, but we do expect you to begin to study the rules and develop good on-field mechanics by listening to the more experienced partners you have and your instructors. The rules are contained in the NFHS rulebook, which you will receive sometime in July. Along with the rulebook, you will receive a casebook. The casebook deals with specific situations on the field and will help you rule properly based on the rulebook. Lastly, you'll receive a mechanics book. The mechanics book describes proper positioning and interaction between officials by position. As a first-year official, you will start out at the head linesman position, and that position will be the focus of our instruction. You may also work as a line judge, but the mechanics for that position are very similar to the head linesman position, so that working as a line judge should not be a problem. In addition to the printed material that I've just discussed, we have a video library that contains detailed discussions of rule enforcement and proper mechanics. Those videos can be found on the OCFOA YouTube channel, which is linked below. We also have a website, which you've probably already been on, but just in case, it's ocfoa.org, and there's a wealth of information in the form of documents and additional videos. A link to the website can be found below. In order to officiate high school football and to be assigned games, you have to be a certified official. Now, that certification is comprised of a number of things, and they relate to the previous season. So, as a new official, we give you a little bit of a leeway. We're going to give you games, but you still have to qualify as a certified official by the end of the season. So what are the requirements for becoming a member in good standing, a certified official within OCFOA? 1, you've got to attend at least 5 general meetings. Now, there are 6 general meetings during the season, actually before the season, and then through October. There are 2 makeup meetings. So there's 8 opportunities to get your 5 general meetings, but we make it even easier. We have 4 spring meetings that are only an hour and a half in length. If you attend 2 of those spring meetings, that will count as 1 general meeting. So if you attend 2 spring meetings, you would only need to attend 4 out of the 8 other meetings to become certified. Of course, we want you to come to all the meetings because they're all educational. We want you to become the best you can be, but that's the minimum requirement, is 5 general meetings. 2, you've got to pass the required test. Now, this is a CFOA requirement. That's the California Federation Football Officials Association. We understand that you are not going to be a rules guru when you join our association, so we're going to help you get through those tests. But they have to be completed online, and they have to be completed by a certain date. You'll have plenty of time to do those, and plenty of you'll have plenty of notice when they're due. And lastly, you've got to show up for your games. Now, that sounds simple, but if you don't show up for games, you're not going to get any more games. So you need to make sure that that you let the assigner know if there's any issue you have with being at a game, and let him know in plenty of time so that he can get your games covered. The association uses a website known as Arbiter Sports to make assignments. Those of you who are already in officials in other sports will be quite familiar with Arbiter. But for those of you that are new to officiating, let's take a quick look. After you've completed the registration, you will receive information regarding your Arbiter accounts. Once you set up your login information, you'll be directed to a home page that will look like this, or pretty much like this. We're going to have a detailed description on how to use Arbiter during your training, but let's take a look at some of the key features right now. The tab here is your schedule. Now, this is where you will accept games and also keep track of games that are upcoming. Looks like this. There's my games for this week. I'm a basketball official, so these are all basketball games. And one of the things that you can do on this screen is look to see who your partner is. Now, you want to contact your partner prior to a game to make sure that you guys are on the same page, you're both going to the same schools and so on. Also, there is information regarding the site. For you new guys that aren't familiar with all the schools, this is a great way to find out where you're going. If you click on this link here, it'll bring up a map and give you directions to the site. Before I wrap up, I want to talk a little bit about the equipment that you'll need to officiate football. Let's start with the uniform. As the old saying goes, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. When you walk out on that field and you look sharp, you immediately gain credibility with coaches, players, and fans. Keep your uniform clean and wrinkle-free, hair trimmed, and your face freshly shaved. Facial hair is fine, but a 5 o'clock shadow isn't. The way you present and carry yourself on the field can have a big impact on how you're perceived as a competent official. Let's take a look at the uniform you'll be wearing for non-varsity games. I think you'll agree this official looks like he's ready to officiate. Our instructional chairman, Chad Wilson, has been working with Honig Sports to put together a discounted starter package for our first-year officials. That package includes a 2 1/4 inch striped shirt with an American flag over the left pocket. That flag is required, so if you purchase your own shirt, make sure that the flag is printed on the shirt or you have purchased a sewn-on flag patch. The starter package also includes black shorts with belt loops. Please note there is no white stripe on these shorts. Make sure they are all black. Next, a black cap with white piping. A black elastic down indicator. 2 blue bean bags. 2 yellow penalty flags. You're probably wondering why you have 2. Well, you may run into a situation in a game where you've already thrown a penalty flag and you have another penalty that occurs before the play ends. You'll need that second flag. And lastly, we have a Fox 40 whistle along with a lanyard. A chain clip. Now this is used by the head linesman, and since you're all going to be head linesmen to start, you're going to need 2 of these. Both of the clips shown here serve the same purpose. The one on the left is plastic and the one on the right is made of cloth. The one on the right is far less expensive and also far more durable, so I would strongly recommend that particular chain clip. You're also going to need, it's very important that the whistles that you purchase are P-less. In other words, there's not little P isn't inside of it. The Fox 40s are by far the best whistles. And as I said, all that comes in your starter package. Now, in addition to those items, you will also need a chain clip. Now, this is used by the head linesman, and since you're all going to be head linesmen to start, you're going to need 2 of these. Both of the clips shown here serve the same purpose. The one on the left is plastic and the one on the right is made of cloth. The one on the right is far less expensive and also far more durable, so I would strongly recommend that particular chain clip. You're also going to need a 1 3/4 inch belt. Now this is also available from Honig's, but if you have a belt that basically looks like this one, you can use it. You'll need all black or nearly all black shoes. The shoes are very important for your comfort and safety on the field. Proper shoes should have very good lateral support, and cleats should be avoided. The type of shoe shown here is known as a turf shoe. There are very small rubber protrusions which help with traction but also allow you to pivot. You will do a lot of sidestepping while officiating, so lateral strength and stability in the shoe is really important. You'll need a black undershirt, sleeved or sleeveless, to wear under your striped shirt. Most officials find that the microfiber type of shirt is the most comfortable, and they appreciate the fabric's ability to wick away sweat. Lastly, you'll need white crew socks like the ones shown. So now let's talk about some optional equipment and practical equipment that you'll want to bring to the field. So our first optional item is a finger whistle. You can see this is a Fox 40 whistle. It's the exact same whistle that you have around your neck on the lanyard. And you're probably wondering, well, why would I need a finger whistle? Well, the reason is that proper whistle mechanics dictate that the lanyard whistle is in your mouth as the play is about to begin. Now this is so that you can blow the whistle if there is a false start, an encroachment, what are known as dead ball fouls. Don't worry about that. We're going to cover that in depth in the class. But once the ball is snapped, you're supposed to spit that whistle out. And now it's hanging around your neck. And if you then need to blow the whistle to kill the play, a lot of times it's kind of hard to find that thing, around your neck. The finger whistle makes it more convenient, and it also gives you a second or two to decide, do I really want to blow that whistle? And a lot of officials find that very convenient. Our next optional item is sunglasses. Now, for years, football officials were discouraged from wearing sunglasses, but that's not the case anymore. We realize that with the incidence of cancers of the eye, that UV protection is important. I'd encourage you to wear a pair of glasses that are designed for sport, like these particular glasses here. Certainly you don't have to buy Oakley's, but something that will stay on your face and not move around is perfectly acceptable. Next thing you might want to consider is some sort of equipment bag. This can be a real lifesaver. You can pack this thing ahead of time with all your gear, especially if you're working and you're going to be changing your clothes on your way to the game or at the game, whatever it might be. Keep all your stuff in this bag. It's also practical to purchase a bag that will be large enough so that when you start to work varsity games, you are able to carry all of your uniform and your toiletries in this bag. Now, I want to be clear here. For non-varsity games, you're expected to arrive at the field dressed. But for varsity games, we arrive in our street clothes, we dress at the game, and then we shower afterwards. Get a bag that's big enough to accommodate those needs. The next thing we'll talk about is sunscreen. Again, something that you definitely want to use. Our games usually start around 3 o'clock. It's very easy to get sunburned. The youth games that you'll do on the weekends, if you decide to do those, it can occur any time of the day. So sunscreen, really important. And I just feel better safe than sorry. So that's it. I'm hoping that you guys are feeling confident and looking forward